So this is going to be a test and review of the Sunlu Filadryer S2. This is my first filament dryer that I've had, so I'm by no means an expert, but I just wanted to make a bit of a video on it. So I'm going to go over some of it, and we're going to start with showing you that it's got the, it does have filament. I got filament in it to help for the test and be kind of more accurate, because you're not necessarily going to turn it on with it empty. And it's got the plate on the top there, a heat plate on the top. It's also got the bottom plate, which I believe is an upgrade from the first version of it. I believe the first version did not have this top plate on it. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to turn it on. I got PLA in there, and we're just going to measure how long it takes to get up to temperature. I believe it goes up to a maximum of 70 degrees Celsius. So it's preset for PLA, I believe it's 50. So we'll measure it to see how long it takes to get up to 50. And then we'll also see how long it takes up to get up to 70. So let me get my stopwatch. Let me get my stopwatch going here and ready. So we'll have this. We'll turn this on. Okay, we got that going. Now, it is my one complaint is you got to touch the button a little bit sometimes for it to turn on. It's done that since I had it. So let me set it here. We'll get this. We'll turn this right up to 70 just so I don't have to stop and touch it in between. And we'll get this going, and I'll start the stopwatch here. So we'll see how long it takes to get up to 50, how many minutes, and then do another test to see how long it takes to get up to 70. It'll be the same test, but it will just keep filming for it. And something I have noticed, this light makes this shape when it's warming up the temperature. You can adjust the light. You can turn the light on, off. You can just have it run in circles like that. You can turn it off, or you can have it on. So when it's warming up, it does this pattern here where it goes up and down. It's just a feature of it, I guess, so if you can see across the room if it's still warming up or not. And like I say, I will let this run. Once we get to 50, I will chime in and let you know how long it took to get up there. So we just reached 50 degrees. It took 4 minutes, 40 seconds to get up there. I'm going to let this keep going up to 70, and then once it hits 70, I will get back to you with how long it took. So I realized that the last clip I filmed, the audio wasn't working right, or something went wrong with it, so it didn't work right. And I'd already turned this off, but I had stopped this, and to get up to 70 degrees, it took basically 33 minutes to get up to that temperature. So I will run some tests running this just at its proper temperature and see how long it takes to dry it out, and if drying it out makes a difference. This filament has been open for almost a year now. Our house actually went through a flood, a complete flood, pretty well completely ruined. And this remained in the house the whole time. We had 2 rooms that were untouched. And this has been in the house the entire time. So I think this is the perfect role that's a candidate for this test, because it's, like I say, it's actually been through a house that's been flooded and rebuilt, and it's been almost a year. So I'm going to weigh it on here, and then I'm going to put it in the filament dryer. I am running another test at the same time, so this will go in at the same time. We're going to run it for almost 6 hours, and then we're going to weigh it after, and then we will continue weighing it until it kind of evens out. So I will zero out the scale here just to get our weight. I will put this on. So our starting weight is going to be 943 grams, 944 grams. I will put this in the filament dryer, and then we will come back and weigh it every so often and see where we're at. I do have another test going on at the same time. I am doing them simultaneously, and it is almost 10 minutes into it. But you can see I do have it set to 50 degrees. It's currently 49 in there. I've heard that these aren't the most accurate from other videos I've seen, so I'm not going to necessarily trust that. And I have opened it a couple times, so that could be going up. So here is the filament that I just weighed. I'm going to put it in the Sunlu Filadryer S2, and then we will come back in a while and then see kind of where we're at with weights to see how well it works and if I think it'll work for me. And we will close this down. So I will come back when this is done. I may weigh it halfway through just to kind of see where we're at and see where things are going. But for now, the plan is just to let this run out, and then if I do any updates halfway through, I will make sure to record that so I can get everything on film and let you guys know. So from now on, I'm just going to let this run for a while. So as I just actually had to check the video to see what we started at. We actually started at 944. You see we went down to 943, 944. So in this case of 6 hours, it didn't seem to make a difference. That being said, maybe this dried out from being in the house. I know I mentioned we had a flood in the house, but that was 6 months ago now. And we did have dehumidifiers in the house. The house has been renovated on. The furnace has been going because we are winter here. We are in Canada. So the furnace has been going. So maybe that's been enough to dry it out. It just hasn't sat in the warm climate. But for this PLA, 6 hours at 50 degrees didn't make a difference. Like I said, I don't know if this was bad to begin. I just thought it would be a good test because it started out in, it went through a flood and everything. But maybe 6 hours isn't enough. I'm not sure. So here we are back with this. Oh, I didn't mean to set that up. But it has been another 5.5 hours. It's almost midnight here, so I am putting this to an end. But what I will do is I will actually throw this in the... on the scales again. Like I said, I did decide to put this on for longer to see how it would pan out if I doubled the amount of time. So 5.5 hours, it shows the humidity is at 22%. I didn't mark it in the first test, or the first 6 hours, but that was around 45 to 50% in the first test at the end of it. And in the first test, I did have it at 50 degrees. This one I have it at 55 degrees, seeing if I can dry out some more. So I'm going to take this off. I'll go measure on the scales on the hard counter there, and then I will get back to you with that. So this right here is actually about a month after the last video was filmed. I gotten busy, didn't get it edited, but I did want to come on here and do an update with this. So far, it's still working. I do have different filament in here. It is drying it out, and it is for the most part working well. One gripe or one complaint I do have with it, out of transparency, is you have this on button here. I don't know if they all do this or if it's just mine. I sometimes have to click it a couple times for it to work. I don't know if I'm hitting it in the wrong spot, but sometimes it takes, 5 to 10 clicks for it to turn on. Same as turning it off. I click it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like 18 clicks on that one there to turn it off. It's been doing that since I got it. I don't know if it's a problem with the unit or if they're all doing that. Other than that, it works completely fine for me. If it eventually breaks on me and that's the issue, I'll let you guys know. But so far, it seems to be working pretty well. The actual functionality of it's still working. But like I say, there's just that one little bug where I did it twice there. There's just that little bug, again, twice there. I don't know if it's the way I'm touching it. I don't know if I'm hitting it in the wrong spot. But sometimes it takes a few clicks for it to turn on and off, and other times it does it on the first time. So I just wanted to come back and give you guys that update about a month after the first video was filmed.